Namaskar and Adab to all my friends from your friend astrologer and guide Irfan, once more with you from your very own channel Astro Assurance. Today we will be talking about a very important placement of the 4th house lord in different nakshatras. But before we go ahead, I would want to make a certain plea to you, which I will like to reiterate again and again and very strongly. It is that when you look at the placement of, for example, the conjunctions of the first house lord with different house lords or different planets or going in different nakshatras, please don't try to jump to the timestamps directly, because then you will not be able to gauge the true meaning, the definition of that placement. For example, if I'm talking about today's video, 4th house lord in different nakshatras, which planet is your 4th house lord has a big meaning to which nakshatra it goes into. For example, if your 4th house lord is say Saturn, and Saturn is placed in the nakshatra of Ashwini, which is part of Aries, Saturn gets debilitated in the sign of Aries, in the nakshatra of Ashwini, then will you not be seeing that your 4th lord is debilitated? On the other hand, if your 4th lord is Sun, and Sun goes into the nakshatra of Ashwini, in the sign of Aries, where Sun gets exalted, will you not see the difference between Saturn or Sun being the house lords? Or if you have Saturn, instead of Saturn, Mars going into its own sign in the Ashwini nakshatra, will that not count? Or Cancer sign lord Moon, that is the 4th house lord, that going into a fiery sign, will that have no difference? So when you jump to the timestamps, you get very generic placements. You don't get specific to your placement. So many times I read in the comment section, this does not appeal to me, this does not apply to me, I'm not able to see the connection between my placement with this video. You may not be able to see if you don't see into its entirety. For example, this video you need to also see along with the conjunctions of the placement of the 4th house lord in different houses. So while this particular video will tell you which nakshatra it goes in, but you should also see 4th house lord in which houses or 4th house lord in which signs. So you need to look at all three together and then see. Secondly, if your 4th house lord is in a certain conjunction or it's in a certain dosha, your 4th house lord is Moon and it is placed along with Saturn in the sign of say Aries in a Vish dosha, will not that have any bearing on the final results of the placement? So you have to look at these also. So my request to you is, now when I'm giving this definition, and those people who will see this definition, they will realize, oh, this is how I need to see it. But those people who will jump to directly the timestamps and my 4th house lord is in the Ashwini nakshatra, I should directly go there, they will miss this part, and then they will not be able to see how they have to overall see the connection of the 4th house lord in different houses, in different signs, in different dignities and different nakshatras. So why am I making all these videos? I try to make it a gagar mein sagar, which means I try to give you something for every ascendant in one video, so that it's easy for you to gauge planets placed in different nakshatras, planets placed in different houses, planets placed in different signs, to make it easy for you. But if you want too easy a meal, directly timestamps and that should give me everything, it will not be that. If you are true lover of astrology, you like astrology, you want to delve into it, you want to understand its secrets so that you benefit, then you need to follow the book, how you need to see. So please don't dash through the definitions or avoid the definition, going to the timestamp directly, you will not be able to understand. Having said that, let me jump straight away to the placement of the 4th house lord in different nakshatras. Now before we go there, we need to understand what does the 4th house lord stand for. 4th house lord stands for your assets, your multiple conveniences of your life, including, for example, the comforts of the home and the comforts of transport like vehicles, then beautification things like jewelry, the love and comfort of the home, the peace and harmony of a domestic life, and the care of the mother, all of these things that the 4th house denotes. So when you look at the placement of the 4th house lord in different nakshatras, which planet rules the nakshatra, that will bring in its own flavor. Which nakshatra it is in, that will bring in its own flavor basis the character of the nakshatra, the personality of the nakshatra, and the character of the 4th house lord itself will also bring in its own character. So After when you look at all of these things combined, so different results may come about differently. So keep that in mind when you jump into the 4th house lord placed in different nakshatras. Now when the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatras ruled by sun, Sun is a planet of responsibility, of accountability, of taking the leadership. So when the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatras ruled by Sun, the person will take a lot of responsibility and accountability for his or her home, for the comforts of the home. And a person who takes a lot of responsibility, a lot of accountability will also bring in the flavor of sometimes being a little bit headstrong, also trying to force their way through, direct others. So that has to be kept in mind. Now, which nakshatra specifically the 4th house lord goes in, that will play its own characteristic. Now, because the sun ruled nakshatras are a mix of fire and earth energies, so those denotations will also play. So if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Kritika, where 1 pada is in the Aries sign and 3 padas are in the Taurus sign, so there will be some element of the fire energy, the goal getting energies, but the 3 padas being in a earth sign means the steadiness of being focused on your goal will also come in. So when 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra of Kritika, so this is a person who's very strongly focused on how he or she wants to look at their house, what is the larger goal that they have for the house, how they want to keep the house, how they want to acquire the house, but with the steadiness of the Taurus energies, but also with the materialistic, the artistic denotation of Taurus, where they want all the comforts of the house. They will be very focused on the comforts of the house, and they'll be very passionate how they look at different disseminations of the house, about the people of the house, and about different assets that they acquire. So if they don't like something, they may also throw up a tantrum. They may be very critical of people, of the family members. They also may be sarcastic to put the people in the right place so that they take equal responsibility about the home and about the assets of the home. Now, if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Uttara Falguni, where 1 pada is in the Leo sign and 3 padas are in the Virgo sign, so here a lot of responsibility of the Leo energies will come in, because it is the sun ruled nakshatra, mind you, and it has gone into the 1 pada being in the Leo sign. So this is a person who's more headstrong about things about the house. So this person will not hesitate to be even more dictatorial if the person needs to, saying that things to be done in a certain manner, rules and regulations have to be followed. And with the forcefulness and the impactfulness of the Virgo energies, they will not say something without a logic. They will have a certain logic, they will have a certain reasoning why they need the house to be in a certain way, why they need certain rules and regulations to be followed. So extremely passionate energy, but overall aiming that a certain logical tendency and very correct tendency should come in how the family members and the family and the person himself looks at the different dissemination of the house, the comforts of the house, the peace of the house, and equal harmony from everybody else. Now, if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Uttarashada, where 1 pada is in the Sagittarius sign and 3 padas are in the Capricorn sign. So because 1 pada is in the Sagittarius sign, so this is a person who will take a lot of responsibility and accountability, but also with a lot of fun. The person will also be a little adventurous about the upkeep of the house, what goes into the house, what are kept, some of the things which are kept, maybe artistic things in the house, and there will be certain things from different parts of the world also, if not at least different parts of the country. It will not be one theme of the house, there will be different elements into the house, because they are more adventurous, they are more fun loving also. But because the other 3 padas are in the Capricorn sign, so these people are like very workaholic type about the 4th house. So they will work hard to acquire assets, to acquire property, and also to upkeep the house. They will be very disciplined about the house. They will work hard for the assets, but they will also be disciplined if there is anything connected to acquiring the home, acquiring the assets, and keeping the peace and harmony at home. And anything that they do, they will do it with a lot of purposefulness and a lot of tolerance towards family members as well. Now, if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatras ruled by Mercury, the nakshatras ruled by Mercury are all in the water sign. So here the person will be very flexible how he or she looks at acquiring property, matters of the home, peace and harmony of the home, love and affection with family members also, and how the person keeps the house, how the person acquires the assets and so forth. However, because these are watery energies, the person will be very flexible, but because they are Mercury ruled nakshatras, the person will also be very intellectual, very logical, how he buys property, how he sets up properties, how he acquires property, how he plans his property, how he plans his expenses, how he will go about purchasing the property, how he or she will pay out the EMI. So everything more or less the person will try to plan it out, but will also be flexible in the natures of in the characteristics of the fourth house and how the person deals with situations, but there will be a very logical, intellectual, intelligent way of approaching the dissemination of the fourth house, the family and the assets. So if the fourth house lord goes into the nakshatra of Aslesha, where all four padas are in the Cancer sign, so this is a person who, because it is a water nakshatra but it is the Cancer nakshatra, this is a person who is very emotional also, very connected to the house, the home, the family members, and will also feel emotional about the home. So this is a person who will buy home or make a home with also certain emotional touch. There will always be something emotional about their decision making, which house they are buying, why they are buying, how they are keeping up the house, and how they deal with the family members. So these people will be very caring, very understanding, very empathetic and very flexible. In fact, they will be more flexible than other people also in the house, because they also want to give more, they want to care more. So their home will also be more caring home, a very inviting home, a very homely home. On the other hand, if the fourth house lord goes into the nakshatra of Jyeshta, where all four padas are in the Scorpio sign, so yeah, the person is also very protective about his home, and the person will not take any rash decisions about the home. It will be very thought through, and there will be a lot of deep insight to where you are making the house, which place the houses, and who are welcomed in the house, who are not welcome into the house. Everything about the house will not be given out, information will not be given out easily. There will be a little secretive also about why they are why they are buying a certain property, how much money they have spent into it. So they will not be completely open about it, but there will be always a certain part of their home which they want to keep guarded, and which they'll keep away from others. So there will always be a certain element of secrecy or keeping the cards held to their chest, so that they can protect the home, they can protect the family members. Every information about every family members will not be in the market, because they may be impulsive in buying the property, but they will not be too impulsive about letting down the guard where family members are concerned. Now, if the fourth house lord goes into the nakshatra of Revati, where all four padas are in the Pisces sign, so Pisces sign is a sign of optimism, large-heartedness and sense of idealism also. So now, because it is Revati is a Mercury ruled nakshatra, so when the person buys the house, so the person will also bring in the intelligent decision making. But Revati is also bringing about prosperity, also about bringing about the abundance. There is a certain spiritual denotation also about the Revati nakshatra, because it has the 12th house energies. So yeah, the person will also be very spiritual about his or her house. They want a certain peace and calm in the house, they want a certain ambience in the house, and they try to keep it that way. They may not have too many things, it will not be a very cluttered house generally, but it will be a little minimalistic, but there will be spiritual element. There may be no more lighter shades, they may not be too gaudy in your face shades, and there will be a certain idealism how they keep the home, and they want to make their home an ideal home, not only for themselves but also for the family members. So the approach to home, how they acquire the home, how they upkeep the home, how they are managing the peace, the harmony, the love and affection at the home, all will be a more caring, a more idealistic but very optimistic way. So they will be very optimistic about the home, they will be very optimistic about the family members also, and because of this optimism, sometimes they may acquire a property on large loans which they will find even difficult to pay off. But still a very strong, positive, abundance oriented energy is when the fourth house lord goes into the nakshatra of Revati. Now when the fourth house lord goes into the nakshatras ruled by Venus, all the three nakshatras ruled by Venus have strong fire energies. So when the fourth house lord goes into the Venus ruled nakshatras, on one side the beautification aspect, the softer aspects, the mushiness, the desiring aspect of Venus will come in, but there is a strong intent in how they keep the home, how they go about acquiring the home, how they manage the different areas related to the home and to the family members. So if the fourth house lord goes into the nakshatra of Bharani, where all the four padas are in the Aries Aries sign. So here, because Bharani is also very materialistic nakshatra, so these people will want a house keeping all the angles from a money point of perspective, very close, very secure. So they don't want to lose their home. They're very steady in how they look at the home, what kind of home they want, how they will beautify the home, how they will keep the home, and how much money will go into the home, how much they will keep aside to be able to make it up. So they will be very planned money wise, and they will be very steady, but they will be very goal getting in what kind of home they want to get. So about their family members also, as well as their home, they will also be very guided, and they will be very jealous if somebody else makes a better home than them, because they want the best home. They want the best for their family members. They want the best comforts and a more loving home for their family members as well. Now, if it goes into the Purva Phalguni Nakshatra, where all 4 padas are in the Leo sign. So on one side, it is the Venus rule nakshatra. So the beautification, the artistic endeavors, the approach to having the best quality of home, having all the comforts in the home is there, but also the responsibility and the accountability and the leadership of the Leo energy. So this is a person who wants the home to be very comfortable, well managed, very beautiful also, and wants everybody in the home also to take responsibility about the home, and will not take all the responsibilities himself or herself. So many times the things or the duties may also be delegated to people basis what role they play and what responsibilities that they can take up. On the other hand, if it's the Purvashada Nakshatra, where all 4 padas are in the Sagittarius sign, so here, apart from the fun-loving element of Sagittarius being a little risky also, how they keep the house, what kind of paintings they have, what kind of things they have, and how they deal with the family members, how they deal with the assets or how they acquire the assets, all will be about the fun living, the risk taking, and even an adventurous element to how they make up their home, how they deal with the family members. So on one side, because it's a Venus ruled nakshatra that the 4th house lord is placed in, so the beautification, the quality of home, the aesthetics will also come in, but also with the playfulness, the adventurism of the Sagittarius sign also. And there will always be some learning. A lot of people with 4th house lord in the nakshatra Purvashada may also have some place where a bookshelf may be there, there may be study also, there may be some learning corner also, and there will be a learning oriented home. There will be a lot of discussion also about different subjects, about current affairs in the house, and the family members may also sit every now and then, share the experiences, laugh together, have fun together, and also maybe plan their trips together. Now when the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatras ruled by moon, all the 3 nakshatras ruled by moon have the earth energies, the steadiness of the earth energies, but the loving, affection, caring, nurturing aspect of moon will also come in. So when the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of, say for example, Rohini, where all the 4 padas of the Rohini nakshatra are in the earth sign of Taurus. So this is a person who is very steady, how they want to make their home, how they will acquire the home. So they are very clear in their mind, and when they want to make their home, they will go about it with no stone unturned. They will look at how they acquire the property, and there will be a lot of caring, understanding aspect of family members. So how many members are there in my family, whose needs are what, who needs to be more comfortable, who will get what room, how the things have to be planned, how the furniture will be planned, and how to take care of different family members. Everything will be looked at in the entirety, in its understanding, empathetic nature that moon brings in, but with the steadiness of the Taurus energies, the materialistic aspect of the Taurus energies, but also taking care of the family, taking care of the tribe that the family is. So a very comfortable home where everybody's needs are taken care of is the placement of the 4th house lord in the nakshatra of Rohini. Now if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Hasta, where all 4 padas are in the Virgo sign. Virgo sign is a sign of completeness, perfectionism, and also sometimes not hesitating to pull people down if they are making mistakes of how to upkeep the house. So this is a person who's very caring, who's very nurturing, takes care of everybody, but also will not hesitate to pull down people if they are not doing their duty in the house, if they are not taking care of the house, or they are spoiling certain things in the house, or they are not doing the sense of duty. So this person sometimes can be a little bit complaining about other family members that you don't do this, you need to do that, but the person will also, in their own contribution, will bring in a very service orientation to the home and to the family members. Now if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Shravana, where all 4 padas are in the Capricorn sign. So this is a person who will bring in the caring, supportive, nurturing aspect of the moon in the home and with the family members, but with the dedication, the commitment and the discipline that the Capricorn sign represents. So extremely hardworking. So when they want to make their home, they'll work very hard so that they get the resources and they can build their home. And because they want to build a certain home which is very nurturing, which is very caring, so they work very hard, long hours, patiently working, persevering in their job, sometimes taking some BS from their bosses also, so that they can have the kind of home that they want to make. It may not be the most ideal home, but it will be a very structured home, well planned home, well groomed home, and a home which everybody can call it a very caring abode. And similarly, in the manner how they deal with their family members, will also the same motherly affection, but also the discipline, how each one of them should take care of each other to make the home a truly loving, caring home, but a more structured, well disciplined home. Now when the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatras ruled by Mars, the Mars ruled nakshatras have 2 padas in the earth sign and 2 padas in the air sign. So this is a mix of the steadiness which the earth sign brings, but also the flexibility and the social responsibility and the open-mindedness that the air sign energies represent. So when the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Mars, this is a very protective person. This person has worked very hard to build his or her home, has worked very hard to also bring in a certain element of protectionism in the family, will protect people, family members, stand by them, and anytime any problem comes, this is the first person who stand up to take responsibility of the family and to protect them. So if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Mrigashira, where 2 padas are in the Taurus sign and 2 padas in the Gemini sign, so this is a person who will, with a lot of dedication, with a lot of goal orientation and with a lot of fiery resolve, will make a home where they are also looking at the planning in the money aspect, how, where the money is coming in, how the money is made, how they are able to create the resources for the home, but also there will be certain element to their home. Their home will give a certain theme to people or will communicate certain things to people. So when somebody steps into their house, they will be able to see what the house is saying. There will be something, for example, comfort, or there will be a message of flamboyance, there may be a message of more caring, there may be a message of more learning, because the home being built in a certain manner. The colors will also be something which will reflect the mood of the family, which also will reflect how the family looks at certain things. So these may also be very earthy colors and some which represent the mood of the home also. There will be also a certain element of artistic denotation to the home. And same thing, these people will also deal in the manner of how they deal with family members. There will be a lot of steadiness in how they deal with family members, and there will be a lot of communication in the home. Nobody will sulk and not talk to each other for months, but they will try to talk to each other and resolve differences if any creeps up between them. If the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra of Chitra, another Mars ruled nakshatras, where 2 padas are in the Virgo sign, 2 padas are in the Libra sign. So this is a person who's very hardworking and very dedicated to how they build their home, and there is a certain perfectionism in their mind, how things should be made, what things should go in what corner, how their home should be made, how things should be placed, and how people should function in the home. And because 2 padas are in Libra sign, so these people are also very sociable in the house. They will deal with each other with a lot of love and affection, and they will also be more giving to each other. So this is a person who will not hesitate to be even little uncomfortable if for the sake of some other family members who they feel their need is more. But at the same time, they also have the little bit of finger pointing aspect to them, and if somebody is not taking care of the home, not taking care of each other, not taking care of other family members, so this person, because of the Mars rule energies, to correct the person and put the person in his or her place. Now if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Dhanishta, where 2 padas are in the Capricorn sign and 2 padas are in the Aquarius sign, so this is a person, because of the Mars ruled nakshatra energy, so this person will bring in the fiery resolve, but with the dedication, the commitment of the Capricorn energies and the more liberal energies of the Aquarius sign also. Usually these people may have a slightly larger home, or their living rooms where most of the people collect, they will be larger, and they'll try to focus a lot of attention to that place, because they also are generally more inviting people. They are sociable, they want people to come into their house, and they will also work hard to put their house in a certain manner where the house is very structured, everything is easily available, they know which things go where, and if they want something, they will be able to get access to those things very easily, and it will be a very welcoming home. Whenever people go into their home, they will find that there is ample space for everybody to sit. Everything has been thought through. If they want to sit in the balcony, if they want to sit in the living room, everything has been thought through, so that there are other people also from outside who also welcome into their home. And this is a very stable home, and they will also keep the finances in check when building their home, how they are treating the financial aspects of the home. At the same time, how the family members deal with each other with a lot of love and care, and a lot of flexibility and open-mindedness to each other's needs as well. Now, if it's the Jupiter ruled nakshatras in which the 4th house lord gets in, Jupiter ruled nakshatras have 3 padas in the air sign and 1 pada in the water sign. So yeah, a lot of flexibility also comes in, open-mindedness also comes in, liberalism also comes in, taking care of each other also comes in, because 1 pada is in the water sign, a lot of flexibility, and there is a strong emotional attachment also, but the purposefulness of the air energies also, the sociable nature, the flexible nature of the earth, air energies also comes in. So if the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra Punarvasu, with 3 nakshatras, with 3 padas are in the Gemini sign and 1 pada is in the Cancer sign. So this is a person who has taken a lot of care how to build about their house, how to be able to get the resources, and they have talked to each other a lot before deciding on the before deciding on the home, before deciding on the location, whether they should construct the house, whether they should buy the house. So with a lot of communication, with a lot of big to and fro, with a lot of discussion across with each family member's needs, and with the caring, nurturing aspect of the Cancer energies, then the home is built in. Same thing happens how they deal with each other. Family members will regularly communicate with each other to bring about a certain element of nurturing, caring, and taking care of each other. They will protect each other, and the home will give a signature of bringing in a lot of harmony, love and affection, and a caring dissemination along with communication. If it's the Vishaka nakshatra in which the 4th house lord gets into, now the Jupiter energies will come in with a very wise, wisdom oriented, liberal approach, large-hearted approach, but also with the 3 padas being in the Libra sign. So this is also a person who will take care of the needs of the family, almost like a partnership. So family members will come together to partner with each other to take care of each other's needs. However, because 1 pada is in Scorpio sign, so many times it will not be easy to build a home, it will not be easy to acquire a home, it will not be easy to settle into a home, it will not be easy to settle into domestic life also. So especially if a couple is coming together for the first time, there will be lot of partnership, lot of communication, lot of give and take, and lot of overcoming lot of obstacles before the home is made. And same thing happens how the family members also settle into a relationship, settling into a comfort with each other, especially when new family members arrive, or when they are growing up, or their needs are getting diversified. So there is some give and take which they will give in. There will also be a lot of sociable exchanges in their house before the house becomes a more loving, caring and a supportive house for everybody's needs. If it's the Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra in which the 4th house lord gets, where 3 padas are in the Aquarius sign and 1 pada is in the Pisces sign. So this is a home where the reflection of everybody's thoughts, processes, everybody's needs comes in. Every room may be different from other. Every family member may try to bring in their own flavor. Maybe they may have their own art. They may have their own reflection on their walls. They may have their own taste in how their bed sheets and how the house reflects, and they will also have their own taste and how they are able to put together different elements of the house. So the house will have different colors, will have a lot of vividness also, but also with the liberalism, optimistic nature of the Pisces energy brings in. So there may be a lot of different colors, there may be some lighter shades, but there may be also a lot of brighter shades also to complement and to balance each other's needs, to represent the family as a whole. So there is something more universal about the home. There are comfort factors also built into the home, but there is a lot of idealism in the home. There is a lot of optimism in the home. When you step into this home, you will feel a lot of optimistic energy, a certain energy which will also uplift your energy, which will also uplift your spirits, because it is both the Jupiter ruled nakshatra, but it is also about Aquarius sign energies and the Pisces sign energies coming in when the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra Purva Bhadrapada. When the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatras ruled by Saturn, all the nakshatras ruled by Saturn are in the water sign energies, where each of the 4 padas are either in the Cancer sign or in the Scorpio sign or in the Pisces sign accordingly. So because it is the Saturn ruled nakshatra, so this is a house built with a lot of effort, with a lot of dedication, with a lot of commitment, built over a period of time, and lot of effort goes into creating a stable home for everybody, where everybody feels protected, everybody feels taken care of, everybody feels there is a lot of flexibility with each other's needs, and there is a lot of servitude where each family member also wants to serve each other, help each other, and take care of each other. So if the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra of Pushya, where all 4 padas are in the Cancer sign, so this is a home built with a lot of love and care, but also built over a period of time. So the house gets its nature, will get its characteristic over a period of time, where small things are brought in, and over a period of time the house is settled. But it will reflect a very nurturing approach, a very caring approach, and very empathetic approach to the needs of everybody. So any family member will feel very cared for, very taken care of, and the needs of everybody will be empathized when the home is made, and this is the home for keep. Family members will generally not make a temporary home. This is a home they want to keep for a long period of time. So that effort is seen when the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra of Pushya, extremely abundance oriented, very caring, and a motherly touch to the home. If it's the Anuradha nakshatra in which the 4th house lord gets into, where all 4 padas are in the Scorpio sign, so this is the house which will reflect a lot of logic built into the home. There will be a lot of rapport that the family members brings in, caring energy, and give and take how the home is made. So everybody will have their own agenda, how my room should be, how the living room should be, where the dining table should be. So everybody will bring in their own approach also. So it will reflect a different kind of energy in the house, and this is a very magnetic home. This is a home which will attract people because of the colors that you make, because of how the home is made, how the furniture is structured and placed, and how the family members behave. So the family members will also be very caring towards each other, but they will have a very practical element because of the Saturn energies, and also very sensual element to how the house is kept. So the couple may have their own love nest, the children may have their own places where they can keep their things aside, and there will also be certain discipline in the home, who can access what. People's privacy will also be guarded, people's needs will also be guarded. At the same time, a lot of discipline, practicality will also be brought into the home when the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra of Anuradha. Now, if the 4th house lord gets into the nakshatra of Uttara Bhadrapada, where all 4 padas are in the Pisces sign. Now, because it is a Saturn ruled nakshatra, so the commitment, the hard work, the patience can be seen in the house, how the house is being made, and how the family members are treated, how the love and affection in the family, in the home, is also seen in the reflection of how the family treats each other, especially because all 4 padas are in Pisces. So this is a very optimistic family. Even in the very trying of circumstances, when you get into this home, you will find that the home does not reflect negativism, pessimism, but there is laughter, there is smiles all around, there is a lot of caring energy, and there is a lot of optimism built into the home, and there is a lot of caring nature to each other. So everybody wants to do more for others, feels it's a duty to do more for others, and through that, love, harmony, affection in the house is made, and the optimism in the house is also preserved. Now, if it's the Rahu ruled nakshatra in which the 4th house lord gets into, where all the 4 padas in either of the 3 signs of Gemini, Libra, Aquarius are in the air signs. All these are the air signs. So here a lot of social exchanges between the family members can be seen, but with the energies of Rahu also. The family will be very, very protective of the home. They will also want a home which reflects all their tastes also, but there is a certain fiery energy, fiery resolve which they bring into all the elements of the home. Each one of them will play a strong part in defending the home, protecting the home, and even building the home. So if the 4th house lord goes into the nakshatra of Ardra, where all 4 padas are in the Gemini sign, so this is a family which will work hard, and you can see the effort which has gone into building the home, keeping the home, and there will also be a lot of effort how the family members treat each other, how the peace and harmony is built into the home, how there is a certain reflection of taking care of each other, and with the hunger and greed which the Rahu energies represent, however a certain degree of unusual aspects of the home. So this is a home which will not be the generic house, it will not be just another room of the run-of-the-mill home. So there will be something very, very unusual about the home. A garden will be very unusual, the paintings may be very unusual, there may be certain colors which may be very unusual, so there may be a certain communication element because all 4 padas are in the Gemini sign, so the house is communicating something that this is an unusual home, but there is a strong sense of happiness, taking care of each other, and each other family members protecting each other with a lot of fiery resolve and with a strong element of empathy. But this is also a home which may also see its lots of ups and downs, and you will also see elements of sometimes a lot of prosperity, abundance in the home, but there may also be periods where the family members have to stick together through thick and thin to keep the house held together and the love and affection held together. Now, if it's the Swati Nakshatra in which the 4th house lord gets into, where all 4 padas are in the Libra sign. So this is a very confident family. This is a very confident relationship, very strong bonds that they have with each other, and more giving with each other. This is like a strong team coming together, partnering together to be able to put the home together as if family members are the pillars of the home, and nobody will step out of the way, nobody will step on each other's toes, and everybody will bring in their own contribution to build a very, very strong home, and everybody will bring in a strong commitment, and everybody will bring in their own contribution to keep a strong home. There will be a certain artistic element in the house, and the home will also show artistic natures. The home will also reflect an artistic denotation of the home, how the home is kept, what colors are used, what things are put, how the paintings are kept, and the family will give each other a lot of freedom to move about, to reflect their own taste, to bring in their own aspect to the home also. So if it is Satabisha Nakshatra in which the 4th house lord gets into, where all 4 padas are in the Aquarius sign, so yeah, this is a home which reflects the liberal notion of how the family looks at world, how the family looks at other members of the community. There will also be a lot of openness to the home. There will be a lot of open spaces in the home, and the home will normally seem to be large, even larger than what somebody else's house with the same amount of measurement will be. This is also reflection of the large-heartedness of the family, because these are more large-hearted people, very liberal people, and very optimistic people, and they have a certain visionary element. They have a certain philosophical element, how they see home, how they see family, and how they see how people are brought into the home. So when people get into the home, they will also feel a certain sense of optimism in the air, but also large-heartedness in the air, very, very spacious home generally, or they maintain spaces accordingly, and there will be a lot of space given to each other also. Family members may differ very much from each other's thought processes, but they are very liberal in exchanging their own thoughts in a very open air element, and they will also be not only accepting of each other's different thought processes, but also defend each other's thought processes and their right to keep different ideologies, and that's how they build a home. A very, very different personality to the home because of the open-mindedness and the liberal approach of all the family members. Now, if it is the Ketu ruled nakshatras in which the 4th house lord goes in, Ketu ruled nakshatras have a lot of fiery element. However, Ketu ruled nakshatras also have an element of more giving, doing more for others and taking care of each other. Then only the house prospers. Anytime somebody brings in a greedy aspect, wanting more for themselves, not wanting others to take bigger piece of the pie, not taking care of the comforts of the other family members, then the home suffers, environment of the home suffers. So if it's the Ashwini Nakshatra, where all 4 padas of the Ashwini Nakshatra are on the Aries sign, and if the 4th house lord is placed in that, so there is a very lot of fiery resolve how the home is brought together, how the people will be planning the home, constructing the home, acquiring the home also, and the home will be built brick by brick. There is almost a goal orientation, the kind of home that they want. But this is a very healing home. There is a certain element of problem solving to everything. For example, if there are small spaces in some places, the family will come together and problem solve how they need to be more giving, how they need to take care of each other. And there is also this flexible approach to each other's needs. Family members may be more giving to others because they feel that's how a home is made. And each family member is ready to take action. If anything needs to happen in the house, they will not delegate or throw the responsibility to somebody else saying that you do. People will rush to take responsibility. Everybody will see that it's their responsibility to keep the upkeep of the house and how to take care of each other. Anything happens to any of the family members, it is the responsibility of everybody. But there will be everybody who will come forward to take care of certain things, step in for each other, and so that an overall loving and affectionate nature, a very healing energy of the Ashwini Nakshatra is maintained. If it's the If it's the Magha Nakshatra in which the 4th house lord gets into, where all 4 padas are in the Leo sign. So here the giving energies of Ketu will be reflective of how the family members will behave with each other, but with the accountability and the responsibility of Leo energies also. So each person feels that I am the leader of the house to take responsibility, to take accountability. So anything which requires to be done in the house, that everybody will step in to protect the house, to keep the upkeep of the house, to keep the peace and harmony in the home, and to do for each other. So everybody is the leader in the home, everybody is ready to take accountability, and everybody will go out of the way to keep the peace, harmony and comforts of each other in check. If it's the Mula Nakshatra in which the 4th house lord is placed, where all 4 padas are in the Sagittarius sign, this is a very reflective energy of the fun element, the adventure seeking, the risky element of the Sagittarius sign. So family members will also be very fun loving, will also go out of the way to help each other, will bring in different elements of fun, earthiness, adventure, artistic approach and a very learning approach in the home. But because it is the Ketu ruled nakshatra, so family members will also take care of each other. So there will be a lot of fun element, there will also be a lot of laughter, there will also be a lot of giving to each other, but with large mindedness which the Sagittarius energies bring. Sometimes the family members may also be from different ethnicities or different thought processes. Some of the family members may also have different faiths and beliefs or different political beliefs. They may have different social beliefs also, and all of them bring together a looking like a potpourri of cultures, potpourri of thought processes, potpourri of faiths and beliefs, and through that the home is made. But because it is the Mula ruled nakshatra, so the family will also go through huge ups and downs. Sometimes they feel that nothing can be salvaged, something they feel very upbeat. So sometimes the family members or some member of the families will feel as if they have gone down to the dust only to rise up like a phoenix from the ashes, where everybody in the family also supports that person who needs the most love, affection and support, so that the family can come together as a very loving, affectionate, but a very wild and a very colorful family in its dissemination. So friends, now that we have talked about how the 4th house lord in different nakshatras or different planets and individual nakshatras will play in their own energies, will bring in their own aspects. See where your 4th house lord is placed, in which house it is gone in which sign it is gone in, what conjunction it is in, what doshas it is in, and accordingly fathom what the energies are, what the creativity are, how the love and affection is brought in, how the order and structure in the home is brought in, and accordingly manifest the energies of the 4th house lord when it is placed in different nakshatras. So friends, like this video, share this video, and if you're looking for a personal consultation from me, please reach out to me at the links given below. Until some other time with some other video, this is the friend astrologer and guide Irfan signing off. Ciao.